Hey guys, the Commander Casual here. I wanted to take you through a deck tech of my new Mathas Bounty Hunter deck. So the commander's Mathas the Fiend Seeker. He's a 3/3 Menace for 3 in Mardu colors. He's got Menace. At the beginning of our end step, he puts a bounty counter on target creature and opponent controls. And then, as long as the bounty counter's on that creature, when the creature dies, each opponent to that creature's owner or controller rather gains 2 life and draws a card. So with this deck, I decided to go for like a curse style deck. I wanted something that was like political, and I've been looking at doing like a curse deck for a while. I did a Zur one in paper, and it didn't go as well as I wanted it to. This seemed a lot more interesting. So the point of the deck is mostly to kind of incentivize other people to be attacked over us. So like we've got a ton of the curses that give whoever attacks the player a kind of bonus, and then we've got some of the bigger curses that actually do some damage and stuff like that. So I'll take you through the mana base first. It's pretty basic as most of mine are. What I do have now is not the Nomad Outpost, Path of Ancestry, with the new Commander product as well as Mathas and the new uh, some of the new curses for the new Commander product as well. All the curses with this guy and the art of them are in this deck in the Mardu colors. We have every curse in Mardu colors except for Curse of Oblivion because it's not as good, and I ended up cutting it. So we've got a Cabal Coffers that goes with our Urborg, Cathedral of War for Exalted on Mathas, Command Tower, Evolving Wilds, Exotic Orchard, Path of Ancestry, as I was saying earlier, Nomad Outpost, Myriad Landscape, all the temples that fit into this color wedge. Temple of the False God because it's just like a budget ancient tomb to me. Terramorphic Expanse to go along with the Evolving Wilds to just fetch out basics. And then I already mentioned the Urborg, and we have a Sarah's Sanctum because we're going to be playing a lot of enchantments, so we can usually get some value out of the Sarah's Sanctum. Um, as far as our curses go, we got Curse of Vengeance from some of the older Commander product, Curse of Opulence, Trespasser's Curse from Amonkhet, Curse of Stalked Prey, Curse of the Pierced Heart, Curse of the Forsaken, Curse of Vitality, that's not a curse, Curse of Disturbance, Curse of Shallow Graves, which is really similar to Curse of Disturbance, Curse of Chaos, Curse of the Nightly Hunt, and then we've got Curse of Exhaustion, the Accursed Witch flips into a curse, so of course we're running her. We've got Torment of Scarabs, which is another from Hour of Devastation. Um, what else? Got the Bitterheart, which lets us tutor and put curse onto the battlefield, which we can do similarly with Academy Rector. Got Curse of Misfortunes, which lets us regularly tutor out other curses and attach them to someone. Curse of Thirst, Curse of Death's Hold, Curse of Bloodletting, uh, Cruel Reality, and then we also have, of course, Overwhelming Splendor. Can't drop out the two new mythic curses, or relatively new mythic curses. Uh, so that's basically the deck. Like the main part of the deck is all the curses. Everything else other than that is there's a bit of utility. There's some card draw in Night's Whispers, Read the Bones, Phyrexian Arena, and like Wheel of Fortune and stuff like that. And then there's a ton of single target, I should say, removal that specifically destroy, so that we can try and identify threats, put a bounty counter on them, and then blow them up to gain some life and draw more cards. So we've got like Dreadbore, Terminate. We've got a bunch of creatures that can destroy stuff like Royal Assassin, Intrepid Hero. I've got Mortify, Crackling Doom, Flame Tongue Kavu, Bounty Hunter is pretty much the only combo that or card that actually combos with Mathas in the bounty counter aspect, because they're the only two cards that actually, to my knowledge at least, in Magic the Gathering that deal with bounty counters. So you can put bounty counters on creatures with Bounty Hunter, or you can just destroy creatures with bounty counters on them. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got like a little bit of stuff to beat in with. So we've got Holy Mantle, Spirit Mantle, and like Ethereal Armor. Uh, the artifacts in this are mostly. Oh, we've also got Helm of the Gods. The artifacts in this are mostly just for some extra mana. We've got all the signets in our colors. Got a Sword of the Animus, Triadic Resonator to copy the bounty thing. And Chromatic Lantern is obviously like usually a staple in 3-color decks or more. Other than that, there's just some enchantment synergies. We're running a bunch of the gods because they're just really good cards. We're not running Heliod or Perforos because they got cut from the deck. We don't run enough creatures to make Perforos worth it. And that's pretty much the deck. It's super fun. It's really political if you want it to be. If not, you can just kind of hate somebody off the board by stacking a bunch of curses on them. But it's really fun for because usually when you sit down and sometimes you'll get like 3 decks that are a little bit more goofy and a little bit less competitive, and then sometimes you'll sit down with some guy who's playing a super competitive deck. It's kind of nice to humble the super competitive deck by because they're expecting everything to be kind of split between everybody by like cursing the crap out of them and then kind of taking away that competitive advantage their deck already had just from kind of like a value sense. Anyway, the deck's really fun to play. I hope you guys like it. You could easily do this kind of curse style with any of the Mardu commanders. I just really wanted to do Mathas. Zergo would be a pretty good substitute as well. He just lets you smash in a little bit more, but I liked Mathas because he offers kind of an interesting political ability and also just gets us to draw extra cards in Mardu, which is pretty nice. Thanks for watching, guys.